Let's start with you, Ken. What do you think of the back and forth between Trump and the Chinese on tariffs?
Look, the United States operated almost exclusively on monies that we earned from tariffs all the way through 1913, before the income tax was levied upon us. And it's high time that we start issuing high tariffs against other countries, and China's at the top of the list. Look, they come into our country, they bring in their products, and they get virtually no tax on it. Now, we need to do the same thing in return. So what Donald Trump is doing is what's in the best interest of the United States. You couple that with deregulating the regulatory alphabet soup agencies, and we can really boost our economy by bringing tons of businesses back into the United States, stopping businesses from having all of this overregulation, and instituting these high tariffs, which can wield a lot of money for us. China needs us more than we need them.
Well, but Robin, is Trump's posturing on trade with China actually going to hurt the U.S. economy?
You know, that remains to be seen, Scotty. The markets actually rallied. The Dow went up, but a lot of that is because we've been having these talks for so long now, well over a year, actually. So it's not that much of a surprise to investors. So it's a little hard to say. What Donald Trump is banking on is that his policies will work the same that they did in Mexico and in Canada. But the situation is just a little bit differently, because in Mexico and Canada, they made some minor concessions, and we were able to negotiate some deals. We're still working with Canada, actually. But the situation is completely different with China, because they have so much further to come because of their intellectual property theft. So it's just a gamble, and we'll have to wait and see if it pays off, Scotty.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned Canada. President Donald Trump on Thursday criticized Congress over a spending bill due to a lack of money for his wall, the wall he promised, the Great Wall, along the southern border of the United States. Trump labeled the legislation intended to fund crucial government departments ridiculous and accused Democrats in Congress of obstructing law enforcement and border security. Robin, what do you make of the president's harsh terms today?
You know, you're going to be surprised, Scotty.
You never surprise me, Robin. You never surprise me.
Well, let's just go back to 2006, the Fence Act, the Secure Fence Act of 2006. Senators at the time, Senator Obama, Senator Clinton, and Senator Schumer all voted for that. We installed 786 miles of fencing along the south border. So I see it a little bit disingenuous as far as blocking it, unless they're speaking specifically about where the money's coming from. Because Donald Trump made so many promises that Mexico is going to pay for it, for the wall. We can hold him to task for that, but as far as just saying no to a wall, period, we were essentially the ones that started the wall in 2006, Scotty.
Ken, what do you make of the president's criticism of the spending bill? What do you make of it?
Well, for once, Robin and I are going to at least partially agree on this, because the Democrats did start on this initiative. Donald Trump has made this as a promise to not only his base, but to all Americans, that we were going to prioritize securing our borders. And he's going forward in it in the manner that he specifically said. First and foremost, build a wall. I have a very unique idea, though. Why don't we charge the DACAs, the so-called dreamers, $5,000, $1,000 a year for 5 years to purchase their citizenship? I believe that if we do that, we will have enough money, because it amounts to well over a couple $1 trillion when you multiply 5,000 times 800,000 dreamers. Because I think they should get permanent residency in the United States, because they're here by no fault of their own. But they should have to earn it. We shouldn't just hand it to them. And that's really a reasonable idea.
But
$1,000 a year for 5 years, that gets our wall.
But Ken, are you actually saying that we should sell American citizenship just like everything else that we buy at Walmart? You can't just go there and pick up an American citizenship. Robin,
absolutely, I'm saying that. I'm saying that they need to earn their citizenship.
But you said you put a dollar price on it there. I believe in earning. I believe in military service. But let's talk about actual paying dollars is a little bit different. Robin, do you agree that you should put a dollar amount on freedom?
You know, one thing, if Ken gives his proposal, let me give mine. I think that we need to take some money from the defense budget because this is for our national defense. Securing our borders is part of the defense of our country. And as a veteran, I have seen so much wasteful spending in our armed forces. And I know that I will be vilified for saying that, but it's the truth. I would like to see some of that money used for the border wall, to be honest.
Well, it's actually not a bad idea in this context. I think the United States has to have a robust defense, and a lot of money has to be put into it.
Yes,
but when you look
do.
at an $875 billion spending bill, and over $650 billion is going to the Pentagon, I do think that we could siphon out some of that towards the wall, which Robin correctly states is in defense of our country.
So let me say this. At the end of President Trump's first administration, and I want to answer from both of you, do you believe that we will actually have a wall built along our southern border? Robin, yes or no?
No.
Ken?
I think we will, at minimum, have the building blocks of the wall in place, which means actual construction underway. And I think almost definitely it will be built because Donald Trump gets things done. And if the far left stops interfering with the Russian hoax and all these other phony investigations into him and let him do his job, we'll get it done.
Well, there's nothing phony about the truth that both of you spoke tonight. Thanks for joining us, Robin and Ken.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.